society was formed, or maybe not quite that long ago, but I know that for many years, Noreen has been our secretary. And I know that she does this because she enjoys doing it. But it seems like she gets more headaches than she does praise. And so my wife and I would just love to give her a little remembrance also of the volunteer work that she does for the society. There's one more person, a gal who isn't even a member, who probably has done more
We can't see you around there. What's going on?
When they get behind.
My task is to talk with you a little bit this evening about the Wayne Rotary Club and some Wayne Rotarians. But before I get to that, I want to tell you a little bit about what Rotary really is. Rotary is an international organization of service clubs. It began in Chicago, February 1905, when Paul Harris, Rotary's founder, then a young lawyer, met with 3 other young business people, a coal dealer, a merchant tailor, and a mining engineer. They discussed Paul Harris's idea that interaction between businessmen should be honest, friendly, mutually beneficial, and that business and professional men should seek avenues of service. It was decided that the formation of a club might best serve these aims. And they were to meet once a week and to rotate the meeting place amongst these 4 different members. Since they rotated, hence the name Rotary. So thus was Rotary started, Chicago, Illinois, 1905, club number 1. Today we have thousands of clubs, well over 1 million Rotarians in more countries and territories than there are members of the United Nations. Even recently in Russia, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. Now, from 1905 in Chicago, we come to Wayne, Michigan in 1919. In that year, a group of Wayne area businessmen met and decided to start a luncheon club. Early meetings were held at the Haroon Motor Car Company up on Michigan Avenue. Had 25 members. There were no service clubs in Wayne at this time, 1919. Yet service was a primary aim of this newly formed Wayne Noon Lunch Club. They planned to build a swimming pool on the west side of town. Tony Drager was employed as a lifeguard there. Is that right, Tony? I don't know if you know this. Tony, did you have a birthday last week and I wasn't there at the coffee clutch? Tony, our member, turned 90 years old last week, and you didn't have a chance yet to sing happy birthday to him, did you? So we're going to do that right now. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. 90 years old.
You look 35.
Boy, that's a fact. Late in 1919, this club, the Wayne Lunch Club, made application to Rotary International in Chicago to become the Wayne Rotary Club. The application was rejected. Why? Because Rotary International did not permit Rotary clubs in municipalities of less than 5,000 population. They did. Though disappointed, the Wayne Noon Lunch Club continued. Time now, summer 1920, Chautauqua time. Some of you, like me, remember Chautauquas in Wayne. You know a little bit about them. They have a main speaker, educational in motive. The featured speaker this summer, 1920, was a gentleman by the name of Alan Alberts. And on the day while he was here, that the Wayne Noon Luncheon Club held their meeting, Mr. Alberts was invited to attend. This meeting was at the old Roosevelt School. And after observing the way the meeting was conducted, along with the club's agenda for service, Mr. Alberts said, quote, "This club should be a Rotary Club." He was then told that a Rotary application had been made but was denied because of the population requirement. Alan Alberts happened to be a past president of Rotary International. He said he believed the population requirement to be wrong, and that the Wayne Noon Lunch Club's activities intensified this belief. He said further that he would be attending the Rotary International Convention in Edinburgh, Scotland in the spring of 1921, and he would do all he could to eliminate the 5,000 population rule. Mr. Alberts did go to Edinburgh. He did get the population requirement eliminated, and he did notify the Wayne Noon Lunch Club directly from Scotland of this elimination. The Noon Lunch Club then reapplied to Rotary International. And in the fall of 1921, we became the first Rotary Club in the world in a municipality of under 5,000 population in the fall of 1921. Our Wayne Rotary Club was sponsored by the Ypsilanti Rotary Club, and our charter was presented to us by the Ypsilanti Club president at that time, Charles McKinney. Those of you who have some association with Eastern Michigan University know that one of the older main buildings was Charles McKinney Hall. So the Wayne Rotary Club, organized in the fall of 1921, had 24 charter members. 24. See if you recognize any of these names. 24 charter members. The first president was the superintendent of schools, John LaRue. Vice president was Tom Jameson, Building and Loan Association. W.A. Gus Bagole, a banker, was secretary. And a Mr. V.A. Watson, whose classification was automobile manufacturing. Must have worked at Haroon Motor Car Company, you don't really know that, was sergeant at arms. Other members were Jack O'Brien's father, Walter O'Brien, druggist. William Demeling, wood products manufacturing. Clyde Maben, insurance and real estate. George Gerbstead, baker. Charles Miller, auto garage. You recognize some of these names? Yeah. Ventry Heisey, newspaper publisher. I.C. Volbrecht, manufacturer of steering wheels. Dr. H.H. Earl, physician. John C. Moynihan, president of the Haroon Motor Car Company. I notice his pictures up here, along with Ray Haroon on the Haroon Motor Corporation. W.V. Davidson, Imperial Oil. Rollo Reiser, Lumber and Coal Yard. William Mulholland Sr., Dry Goods. Dr. Lee, dentist. George Stillwagon, banker. You know some of these people? Harold Power back there? Yeah. Reverend Harry Biddlecombe, Methodist minister. Victor Brown, mortgage and securities. Frank Philrath, Builder Supply from down in Inkster neighborhood, Frank the Philgrass. Seymour Poole, Ford automobile dealer. John Enut, president of Enut Foundry. And Dr. Joe Bennett, MD, Eloise Hospital superintendent. Those were the 24 charter members, fall of 1921. 5 of these charter members were still active Rotarians when I was invited to join the Rotary Club in Wayne in 1942. They were Clyde Maben, George Gerbstead, Raleigh Reiser, Bill Mulholland Sr., and Seymour Poole, all members of the Wayne Rotary Club, still 21 years later in 1942. The Wayne Rotary Club, first club around here in a town of less than 5,000, right? It's interesting to note that whereas today there are Rotary clubs in most all neighboring municipalities, Romulus, Canton, Westland, Livonia, Inkster, Dearborn Heights, Taylor, etc., etc. In the post-World War I era, 1920, 21, 22, Wayne was the only village around here with a Rotary Club, Ypsilanti. To the west, Detroit, to the east, Monroe to the south, and Pontiac to the north, and Wayne in the middle. 1922, during the presidency, second year, during the presidency of Dr. Lee, we sponsored the Dearborn Rotary Club. See, at that time, Dearborn didn't have 5,000 people either. And Wayne sponsored, 1922, the Dearborn Rotary Club. In 1924, during the presidency of Clyde Maben, we sponsored both the Plymouth and the Birmingham Rotary Clubs. See, in the olden days, Wayne was really someplace. It was. Now, in 1940, Roy Gulick was our president, and we sponsored the Garden City Club. And finally, in 1966, the 5th club that we sponsored, Frank Higgins was president, we sponsored the Westland Rotary Club. Well, all right. Wayne Rotary has held its weekly meetings at 5 different places in the last, how long? 1921 to 1970 years. 70 years. 7 years. 5 different places. First place, you know where that was? Congregational Church. Ladies of the Congregational Church put on our weekly Tuesday luncheons, so I have studied and read as a money-making project. And they made a lot because they charged 40 cents for lunch. 40 cents for lunch. Now, in the mid-30s, Depression, membership dropped to only 18 members. Met in the lobby of the Wayne Hotel on Michigan Avenue, second place we met. Then things got a little better economically, and we moved to the basement of the now departed Episcopal Church and met there until 1947. Mrs. Blocker and Mrs. Floden, some of you might remember Mrs. Blocker or Mrs. Floden, served our lunches in the Episcopal Church, and also in 1947 when we moved to the recreation building on South Wayne Road, they continued to serve our lunches there. Then when the community center building was completed in the early 1970s, we moved out to the community center where we still meet every Tuesday noon at 12:05. Alex Moore was president of the Rotary Club in Wayne in 1930-31, and Alex Moore has been the only district governor from the Wayne Rotary Club. Alex Moore was elected district governor and served in 1942-43. A significant event happened during Matt Tinkham Sr.'s year as president. That year was 1934-35. Wayne Rotary Club won the Governor's Trophy as the best, the most outstanding club in our district. We won this award over 51 competing clubs in 1934. 34, 35. Some of the accomplishments of the Wayne Rotary Club that year, Matt Tinkham's presidency, are as follows. We had 18 consecutive 100% meetings, Miles. 18 consecutive 100% meetings. We had 100% attendance, a club of about 40 members. We had 100% attendance at the Saginaw, Michigan District Conference. Imagine getting 40 Rotarians from here to there in 1940. And not only that, we had 100% attendance at the Rotary International Convention held in Detroit that year. Now if we get 75% attendance at one meeting, we almost raise the Rotary flag and toot the horn. Let's see. In addition thereto, Matt Tinkham Sr. held 2 inter-city club meetings each month. And during a 4-month district contest for new members, we placed first place in the competition with clubs of our size. So you see, Matt Tinkham and Wayne Rotary had quite a year, 1934, 1935. Rotary International has 2 mottos, or slogans, they do. They are, service above self. Second one is, he profits most who serves the best. And Rotary International points out that Rotarians have opportunity to provide service in what they define as 4 different areas: club service, community service, vocational service, and international service. Some examples of the Wayne Rotary Club service are as follows. In 1946, our 25th year, we held a White Horse Show. Some of you may remember the White Horse Show. People deeply involved in that were Rip Hilliard and Lawrence Lyon and Bill Detweiler and Harold Schleicher and Jim Glennie. And we sold tickets, and if you had the winning ticket, you won a white horse. And
Live?
a live white horse worth, we paid thousands of dollars for this horse. We did. And Miles did this. He took a trailer with a couple other Rotarians and went around selling tickets down in front of the Statler Hotel in Detroit and then Windsor and we sold more tickets than you could shake a stick at. And it's a good thing because the day of the White Horse Show it rained pitchforks. And not as many people came to that as came here tonight. So it's a good thing we sold a lot of tickets. But we made $4,000 on that deal in 1946 and turned the whole thing over to Rotary International Foundation. And the Rotary International Foundation does a lot of good things. In 1951-52, we were a sponsoring club for 2 West German girls in the Rotary Youth Exchange programs. Every year about hundreds of youth go from one country to another. And if any of you have any grandsons or granddaughters who would like to get involved with that, that is the best deal for any young person going. They have summer shots of about 6 or 8 weeks, and then the whole year shots. We were hosts and sponsored 2 girls from Germany that year. In 1952, we established the Wayne Rotary Foundation. How come we did that? Well, with the help of Matt Tinkham Jr., he got it to be an attorney, got it to be a non-profit philanthropic organization. And a gentleman by the name of Bill Hoffman, who was the president of Industrial Wire Cloth, which was down at the end of 4th Street at that time, bequeathed several shares of Industrial Wire Cloth stock to the Wayne Rotary Foundation, and we didn't know what to do with it. So we asked, and Matt Tinkham Jr. says, well, we need to have a foundation, and then we can do this and that and the other thing, and so forth. And we did, and we do have that. And since we had that, several other people have contributed to it, especially Mantis and mate Ute, well, when they died, no children, they left us thousands of dollars. Amazing. Thousands of dollars. A little bit later, when Bill and Marion Detweiler, both deceased, they had no children, they left the Wayne Rotary Foundation thousands of dollars. So the Wayne Rotary Foundation had a good start. And now every once in a while, we have a little money-making program, and we contribute some dollars also. What do we do with some of that money? Each year we give 3 students from John Glenn High School and 3 students from Wayne Memorial High School $1,000 scholarship to go to college. And that scholarship is good for their 4 years there. So each kid could get a total of $4,000. So you see, we got a lot of thousands of dollars going there. Another thing that happened in 1955-56, Guernsey Gordon, then president, Methodist minister at the time, pledged that the Wayne Rotary Club would raise $10,000 to help build the Easter Seal Crippled Children's Building, which is on Hyde Street, just north of Michigan Avenue down in Inkster, and we raised $10,200 and contributed to that. Just 18 months ago, the Wayne Rotary Club got involved in a Rotary International project called Polio Plus. And Rotary International decided that they're going to put all their resources towards eliminating polio throughout the world. We don't have it much in Michigan or this country anymore, but in many countries it's still a very serious problem. And beginning in 1989, we have inoculated millions of children with polio vaccine, and the Wayne Rotary Club raised $26,000 contributed towards the Rotary International Polio Plus campaign. Well, we do a lot of other things, but time tempus fugit, as somebody else said tonight, and that's right. Now, I thought you might be interested, in addition to the 24 members of who were charter members, who were the first 50 presidents of Wayne Rotary Club. These names should jog a little remembrance or pleasant vignettes of memories of some of these people. John LaRue, Dr. Lee, Clyde Mabin, this is sequential. Gus McGoal, Bill Hoffman, Industrial Wire Products that I just talked about, Raleigh Reiser, Tracy McMurtry, Dairy, right? Ed Smith, Harry Wheatley, Alex Moore, Mandus Ute. These are presidents of the Wayne Rotary Club sequentially. Bill Mulholland Sr., Matt Tinkham Sr., Vern Snyder. It's illegal to be president of a Rotary Club for 2 years. You're only president 1 year. Some people thought that Matt Tinkham Sr. was president 2 years because he was succeeded by his junior partner, Vern Snyder. Any of you remember those people?
Yes.
George Gerbstead, followed Vern Snyder, Tom Jameson, Seymour Poole, Rip Hilliard, Ed German, Detroit Edison person, Charlie Butterfield, school person, Roy Bewley, Clarence Whistler, Harold Dietrich, Nye Hawley, Dr. John Nutt. What a Rotarian. I couldn't see very much, but boy, did he give a lot of service to this community. John Nutt. Lawrence Ryan, Jim Glennie, Charlie Creed, a Ford dealer following Poole prior to Dimmer. Bill Detweiler, Miles Dietrich, Dirk Van Rynden, former member and president of this organization. Do you know that Dirk Van Rynden went to 26 different Rotary International conventions? You didn't know that, did you? 26. Imagine that. Some places. It started in 1946. Atlantic City, San Francisco, Rio de Janeiro, New York City, Detroit, Atlantic City, Mexico City, Paris. Isn't that something? Seattle, Chicago, Philadelphia, Lucerne, Switzerland, Dallas, Texas, New York City, Miami, Los Angeles, Toronto, Denver, Atlanta, Houston, Lausanne, Switzerland, Montreal, San Francisco, Rome, Italy. That's Dirk Van Rynkamp. Wow. Bob Hutchison, Ray LaFrey, Bill Mass, son-in-law of, one of the charter members. Mr. Davidson, right. Davidson, right. Bill Mass, Bernsey Gordon, Matt Tingham Jr., Ray Aarons, Whitney Ballantyne. Not feeling too well lately. Kenneth McKay, Dale Butler, Ed Matheson, Harold Rodesky, Nate Weiser, Keith Millar, Howard Stein Jr., Frank Higgins, Ron Robinson, and Murray Millar. Those are some past presidents whose names may jog a little memory along the way. Well, that's about it. When I joined the Wayne Rotary Club in April 1942, I was 24 years old. I was Wayne's youngest Rotarian at that time. A coach, football coach, Wayne High School. Rotary run deep in my family. Both my father, Milo Butler, and my father-in-law, Harold Dietrich, were Rotarians. And my son, Bob Butler, is a recent past president of the Wayne Rotary Club. My wife, Kay, is a past president of the Wayne Rotarians. I've been a Wayne Rotarian for 49 years and 4 weeks, as I speak. Longer than anyone has belonged to the Wayne Rotary Club. And in that 49 years and 4 weeks, 49 of those years I have had perfect attendance. And if the good Lord willing, I hope to have a few more.
Put that in the record, Dale. That should be in the record here. Right?
Thank you very much. That was a really inspiring talk. I never realized, I guess all of the people who were associated with Rotary and Wayne, but the names certainly brought back memories. And I'm sure they did for you people also. One other thing that we have as far as a regular meeting is concerned, I would like to go back to genealogy just a second and tell you that Jim Doletsky never throws anything away.